Hello, everyone. So happy to be here with you today. So if you can find a chair or an edge of a couch or something to sit on, I recommend sitting closer to the edge of the chair. And if the feet aren't comfortably on the ground, an option if you do have blocks at home is to just prop up the feet. That may feel more comfortable for you. But I'm going to do this class without the blocks, but they are useful at times. So finding yourself nice and cozy on the edge of the chair, maybe taking a few rocks side to side, maybe front to back, just getting ourselves grounded and centered. I like to feel my sits bones rooted down, maybe getting any wiggles out of the way. If it feels comfortable to close the eyes, do. If not, they can remain softly open. Eventually finding some stillness here, maybe placing the palms gently onto the thighs, envisioning the shoulders down and relaxed, checking in with the muscles of your face, relaxing the space between the eyebrows, and just taking a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, and when it feels good, exhaling through the mouth. Maybe side out, inhaling through the nose and out the mouth. Couple more breaths like this at your own pace. From here, simply take a breath in through the nose and out through the nose, without forcing the breath or changing anything about your breathing currently. Just observe the air entering the nostrils and exiting, perhaps feeling the coolness of the air as we breathe in, and slightly warmer air as we breathe out. Envisioning both of your sits bones grounded down into the chair, feeling this as your stability, feeling the chair and the ground underneath yourself. Perhaps it's a good imagery to envision roots growing down through the sits bones into the chair, into the ground. You are stable and secure here. From the groundedness of your sits bones, feeling lengthening of the spine all the way up through the center and up through the top of your head. Envisioning space here above your head, feeling the lightness of the air above you. And you can use this imagery to help in lengthening through the spine. So the groundedness down, but lengthened up and out. Gently place the palms of the hands now onto the rib cage. As you continue to breathe naturally, inhaling, feeling the expansion. And exhale, that gentle softening. Inhale naturally as your body expands. And exhale, that natural relaxation that happens on each exhale. Breathing into the palms. Feeling that space in the lungs, space in the body. Inhale, expand. And exhale, soften. I'm going to remain silent here for a few more rounds of this breath. We're releasing the palms gently back onto the tops of the thighs. We're going to focus on creating the same length of time on our inhale to exhale. If that helps, we can count it out. For instance, we inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing at your own pace. After some time, you may be able to slow down the breath while maintaining the 4 counts in the mind. And after a few rounds of counting, you may be able to let these counts go. If the counting grounds you and you'd like to continue, please do. But after some time, if it makes more sense to release the counts, as long as the inhale takes the same level of time as the exhale. Continuing our even breath. As we count, it may be nice to feel the base of the spine. Inhale up, up to the top of the head, and exhale down, down to the mat. Whatever imagery works for you. I'm going to stay silent now as we continue these breaths for a few more moments. If the eyes were closed, slowly blink them open, keeping a soft gaze. Going to begin some movement. Gently turning the head over to the right. Coming back through center and being mindful of what's around the room. Turning the head over to the left, scanning through. Being very present with everything around your space. Coming back through center, gentle gaze down. Through center, gentle diagonal up. Try not to strain the neck here, just a gentle gaze. Returning center. Let's do this one more time, turning the head to the right. The rest of the body remains soft. Come through center. Gentle turn to the left. Return. Gaze down. We lift. Gentle upwards diagonal. And return. Turning the head gently back over, we're going to tilt the ear towards the right shoulder. I'm going to offer some variations. I feel a nice stretch happening already through the left side of my neck. Some options to continue is to extend through that left arm, perhaps even flexing that hand. You may feel some interesting sensations down into the wrist, up into the elbows. There's a lot of places that you may feel here, especially if you draw that arm back an inch or two. Another variation is to grab the edge of the chair and gently use the traction, relaxing that shoulder down and pulling just slightly to increase the stretch in the neck. Never forcing, of course, and we're going very slow. Slowly finding our way back center. Tilting the left ear over to the left shoulder. You can stay right here. You can choose to extend through that right arm. Maybe feeling some nerve sensations up through the wrist. We're going to do other things here. We'll experiment a little bit later. But maybe you draw the arm back an inch. Maybe you grab onto the side of the chair. Finding a little more traction for the neck. Slowly come on up. Tilting the head once again to the right shoulder. I'm going to draw the chin down to the chest and roll my head over to the left. So here within our own timing. If you want to rest in one stretch, if you feel, even if you're rolling your chin down and you feel more sensations, which I do, you can rest here for a couple of breaths before you continue the semicircle. So finding where these places are for you, maybe stopping, finding a couple breaths, and continue. Nice and easy, side to side. Next time your chin is towards the chest, let's roll on up. Inhaling the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, gently roll them back. You feel your shoulder blades kissing behind you. Inhale, shoulders lift. Exhale, roll them back. A couple more times like this. Inhale. Exhale, roll. One more time. I'm going to take my fingertips up to my shoulders and trace my elbows in a big circle like a yawn. Inhale. And exhale. If you feel your upper body moving a little, that's great. That's fine. Maybe reach a little arch, roll it back. You want to try the other way, back. Inhale, exhale, forwards. Just a couple more circles. Let that go. Let's take little circles of the wrists. You can take fists. You can try figure 8 motions, just getting some mobility happening in the wrist joint. I'm going to go ahead. If it feels right for you, it's similar to what we did before. You can start low. I'm really flexing my wrists. I feel a lot just in this position, in my shoulder all the way down to my fingertips. It depends on your body. If it feels good, you can continue to raise the arms, feeling the energy through the palms of the hands. And maybe you can feel as though you're pushing 2 walls next to you. Now you can play with this on your own, beginning to draw little circles. You can walk your way up, you can go down, you can pull the arms back. The goal here is to find that place that may not be very comfortable. You'll feel a lot of maybe icky nerve sensations. One of my instructors called this nerve flossing. It's very, very good for our nerves. But just taking a moment, taking baby circles and walking the hands around the space, keeping mindful of really flexing those palms, and just note some of the sensations you might feel here. If you need to shake that out, shake that out. We're done with that. Going into gentle cat-cow motion. So I'm going to keep my hands on my thighs for now, checking that your knees are directly over the ankles. Taking a deep breath in. And as I exhale, I'm going to press back, feeling the belly button in towards the back of the spine, finding that round. Coming back through center. Finding an arch, maybe lengthening. As towards the ceiling, and coming back. So repeating this at your own pace, pressing back, belly into spine, finding that roundness, coming back through that neutral spine, and then finding a gentle arch. Maybe you look up gently. At your own pace here, back and forth. After a few rounds, we may want to get creative. Sometimes I lose my words. Maybe you want to take circles. Circles in one way, make sure you also try it the other way after about 3 or so rounds. Just stirring. going back in the other direction. All right, finding neutral spine. Going to work on a little hip mobility and also a bit of a strengthener. So firstly, I'm going to interlace my hands underneath my right leg. So I'm supporting, come onto the ball of the foot to start, and then gently with support, lift that leg up. So right now, I'm just going to take gentle circles of that right ankle. If you feel little sensations happening, I'm feeling a lot of creakiness in my ankle. You can go a couple times in each direction. Going to pull the knee in towards my chest now as best I can without rounding the back. So if you find your back rounding, you've gone a little too far, just pull as much as you can while maintaining that length of the spine, and then gently set that down. Other side, grabbing the left leg, drawing it up just enough to take nice little easy circles with the ankle. Maybe reverse the direction of the circles a few times. I'm going to pull or keep my foot flat, so pull the knee in towards my chest while maintaining length of the spine. No rounding here, and gently set that down. I'm going to extend from my right hamstring. I recommend possibly going further to the edge of the chair, because I've noticed with the extension of the hamstring, sometimes the chair can get into the hamstring in an uncomfortable way. So if that's you as well, maybe scoot yourselves to the edge of the chair and flex your foot so your toes are towards the ceiling. From here, if you want to stay here and you're feeling sensations down the back of the leg, that's great. If you'd like to continue, grabbing onto the back of the chair and gently begin to hinge yourself forward. I recommend a long spine for this, so keeping length all the way through to the top of the head, and I'm just hinging at the pelvis until I feel some sensations going down through the right side. Taking a few deep breaths. I always like to focus my breath into the places that feel uncomfortable. So inhale and exhale into that hamstring. If we're hinged forwards, gently come back. Right foot down underneath the knee, other side. Gently extending through that left leg. Flex the foot. Get into that comfortable place where the chair isn't interfering with the hamstring. Maybe supporting yourself here and grabbing onto the back of my chair and gently hinging with a long spine forwards. It's almost like I'm gazing over the edge of a cliff. Taking a few deep breaths into that left side hamstring. Gently finding our spine back to neutral, replace that foot underneath the knee, maybe scoot yourself back if you're a little bit forwards. Work on a little bit of a strengthener for the hip flexors. So from here, I'm gonna grab the sides of my chair and gently lengthen, or like grabbing onto the edges helps me feel that length in the spine as I begin to draw my right knee up towards my chest. If you're going too far and you're feeling that rounding, we've gone too far. So I don't care how high the knee is. We're envisioning up towards the chest, but it may not lift that much, and that's perfectly okay. And gently release it down. We're going to switch sides a few times. I'm just going to lift my other leg in towards my chest, envisioning the length from the base of the spine up through the top of the head, and release. We're just taking these marching motions back and forth. Lift, lift, lift. It's testing the strength here of that, of the hip flexor. Even the simple exercise is getting my muscles to quiver a little bit. We're going to add on from here with the option to extend through the leg. If you'd like to support the leg for this, so you can extend or draw the knee in towards the chest as before and lengthening through that hamstring. As I rebend, I try to lift again towards my chest and gently lower. We can switch sides. Once again, you can support and lift. You can try maybe a couple rounds with the support before we try to see if we can release the hand from the leg. Knee comes closer into the chest as you bend and let go. For the final variation, no hands. Inhale as the knee comes to the chest. Exhale as we extend. Inhale as the knee comes and draws back in. Exhale, replace the foot down. See if we can find this breath pattern. Inhale as the knee reaches to the chest. Exhale as we push energy, ankle towards the opposite wall. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, replace. Let's try at our own pace. Switching from side to side. And if at any time you feel you need to support the leg, please do. I don't care how high the leg goes. It can be very low, as long as the spine is nice and low. Just see for yourself where you can play with the length or the height of the leg while maintaining a long spine. A lot is going on here with flexibility and strength. All right, we're gonna let this go. If you need to do one more side to balance out, please do. I'm just gonna gently rock my knees from side to side. We are gonna move into a simple twist from here. I'm gonna rotate myself 90 degrees to the left. I'm not mirroring, so yes, 90 degrees to the left, so I'm facing this side. I'm gonna take my right hand and gently place it to the outside of my left thigh. Try not to roll your shoulder in, but keeping the shoulders back. The hand just gently places down. I'm gonna take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're gonna take our torso gently over to the left. If from here you can find some place on the chair to grab onto, please do. So inhale, lengthen. And exhale as we deepen the twist. So on every breath in, we become longer. With every exhale, maybe we turn a little bit further. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Gently come on back. Keep this nice and easy as we switch over to the other side. Shoulders remain back, feet on the floor. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Taking a deep breath in here. Exhale, gently rotating through the torso. Finding a place on that chair to support. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, we always get a little longer. And ring it out on the exhale, maybe a bit deeper. Couple more breaths. All right, come on back through center. Finding our way back to neutral on the chair. I'm gonna go through a variation of mountain pose here. So let's have energy. The palms are gonna face out. We're gonna have energy through the arms. And just taking a simple breath to start. So it's as though I'm scooping the air and lifting it up, finding lightness. And exhale as I press my palms back down. The head can remain neutral. Or if it's comfortable, you can begin to lift up slightly. Inhale, lift. I gaze slightly towards an upward diagonal. Exhale, press. Finding your own breath. My breathing and my counts are a simple guideline. I would like each one of you to find a breath that makes sense for you. So if we're not completely linked, it's all good. And press. I'm going to go through some variations of choice. So if you'd like and it's comfortable to lift the arms all the way up to touch above the head, and gently trace down the center of the body, palms together, and return to mountain. Inhale as we lift. Exhale through the center of the body, finding your grounded center, returning to mountain, repeating this a few rounds. Whatever variation you choose is great. For those of us who'd like to add on a little more, here's the first variation. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. Exhale, palms to the thighs, curl into cat. Then gently finding your way back neutral and repeating the series again, finding that mountain steady pose. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. Hands simply return to the thighs as you press back. And making sure we round our way back up to neutral before we continue. Please continue this if you like. If you feel comfortable, I'm going to show a variation that you may want to take. So inhale, arms all the way overhead. Exhale, palms down to the thighs, and an option to gently curl our way down. If curling and having the head reaching towards the floor is not an option, that's all okay. I'll show another variation. And if you are rolling down, give your legs a little love and a massage on the way down, might feel really nice. And then I round my way back up, finding my way back to that neutral mountain pose and repeating. Inhale. Palms through center on the thighs, and we roll. I'm going to show another variation for those that don't want to roll. We can continue on with that cat instead, or we can find a gentle hinge, and I'll show that now. Inhale as we sleep up. Hands through center, hands, palms on thighs, and I'm just hinging forwards. So I'm looking over a cliff again, and then gently hinge back. That's another option. We're going to continue whatever feels good for us for a couple more rounds. You are rolling down, go slow. Give your legs some love on the way down. I'm going to give everyone a moment to complete their last round, whatever that may be. And please meet me in a neutral spine when you're ready. All right, I'm going to scooch myself once more towards the edge of the chair. I'm going to go ahead and open up my legs a little here, nice and wide, and check in that your knees are in line with the toes. Everything's fairly comfortable. And we're just going to go ahead and take a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale, press the air. Inhale, maybe the arms reach all the way up. Exhale, press it down. From here, I'm going to gently draw my right forearm down onto the right thigh. Now, if it's comfortable to keep the head in a neutral position, great. If you want to look down, it's another option. Or if it works, maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. You can keep the other arm maybe feeling the sides of the ribs and that space that you're slowly beginning to create here between the ribs. And if it serves, that other arm can gently reach up towards the ceiling. And check in if your neck is okay here, if you'd rather remain neutral or down to the earth. Third variation is to take that right hand and gently trace it down the leg with support as you begin to find more of that side bend. Just going to breathe here for a few more breaths. slowly come on up. I'm going to lower that arm, support myself on the way up. Ooh, be a little intense on that side. Second side, forearms slowly down on thigh. Maybe you remain with the head in neutral. Maybe it serves to simply gaze down or take the head up towards the ceiling. That arm can follow, the right arm can look up or reach up. Third and final, if this is comfortable for you, is to slide that left palm down. Increase that stretch. While we're stretching here, check in with your sits bone. Sometimes that right seat wants to lift. Keeping the breath slow and calm. Let's lower that hand if it's up and gently roll it back. I'm going to parallel my legs again. And I'm going to scooch over to the right. So I'm going to move myself so that mainly my left seat is supported and my right seat is off the chair. I'm going to go ahead and extend through that right leg. Be more in the camera here. So my legs are still parallel. Check in left knee over the ankle. I'm going to gently begin to round my way over to the right, tracing my hand slowly down that leg. And slowly work my way back up. This is at our own pace. Little waves rolling down. The head can remain neutral, or the head can begin to gaze up towards the ceiling and come back neutral as you come on up. Just a few more times at our own pace. Slow, slow we go. Let's find our second side. Just gonna come back and scooch myself over to the opposite edge of the chair so that my right seat is mainly what's supported. From there, I extend through that left leg. Drawing my hand down as I gently find that. Lean over the side, refinding neutral. Head can go anywhere that's comfortable. Maybe it stays neutral the whole way. Or maybe we begin to take the gaze slightly up as we move. All right, last set. Okay. So from here, we're almost set up for the next thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn 90 degrees from where you seated towards the edge of that chair. I'm gonna turn so that I am facing this way. And once again, my left seat is toward that edge of the chair, so my right seat is almost free. From there, I'm going to, if you need to grab onto the chair somewhere, I'm grabbing the back of the chair with the left hand. I'm going to go ahead and extend through that right leg. So I'm in a modified warrior two position here. And you may have to scooch around to get yourself more comfortable. I've noticed being on the edge of the chair allows a lot more freedom. You can stay right here, maybe drawing the torso a little bit forwards. And maybe extend the arms if that's comfortable for you. If not, the arms can simply rest down. The left forearm will reach down towards that left thigh. Once again, maybe the head gazes up, maybe you remain neutral. Maybe you gaze down, it's up to you. Perhaps the right hand can come onto the ribs, or maybe float up towards the ceiling if that works for your body today. And the last variation is gently up overhead, feeling that long line from the ankle all the way through the side, through the tips of the fingers. Taking some deep breaths. If you ever catch yourself accidentally holding your breath, we know we've gone a little too far in the movement. So as long as the breath remains and flows. We're good. Just check in once in a while because we inadvertently hold, and I don't want any of us to hold our breath. So let's come back through neutral. I'm going to gaze towards my left knee. From here, there are options. I'm going to trace down the back of my right leg. Maybe you lift and gently go back. Not very far, I'm only going back a couple of inches. Maybe you want to add in that left arm up towards the ceiling or not. Checking in with that breath. Are we still breathing? And come on, neutral. Let's go straight to the other side. So I am going to turn my entire body over to the right. And I'm going to scooch until my right seat is the one that's fully supported, and I'm pretty much hovering with my left seat here. I'm going to grab my chair for support, my right hand to the back of the chair, and gently extend through that left side. Maybe then the torso rotates and we extend through the arms, or you can just keep in neutral here and just gaze over to the right or facing that right knee. If we're comfortable, we extend the arms with energy, long line from the tips of the fingers. I'm going to slowly lower my right forearm down to my right thigh. Maybe again, the hand comes to the ribs or up to the ceiling. All these options. Or overhead, feeling that one line of energy from the heel all the way to the tips of the fingers. You feel like a stretch here too. You can feel that gentle lengthening all the way through. It feels very nice. And slowly come on back. From here, I'm gazing past my right knee. I'm tracing back with my left hand, down the leg. Not very far, just a couple of inches. I'm thinking of lengthening through my torso so that I'm not cranking in the low back. We don't want that. We want length and gentle back. Maybe you reach the right arm up. Or maybe it simply stays on the thigh. Checking in with your breathing here. Feel the length. Gently come on back. And finding our way towards our beginning pose. You may feel a lot there. It feels good to rock the knees again from side to side. Okay, going into a figure 4, which is our next pose, I'm going to check in, find my neutral first. And there are a lot of options here, but I'm going to support myself up. So you can grab onto the back of the leg and gently cross the ankle over the top of the left thigh. Now it's really easy to let that foot relax. Try to flex the foot so that it maintains energy and it helps to protect the right knee. I have very tight hips myself, so I'm feeling a lot where I am right now. If that's you, you can grab onto the edge of the chair like I am here, find nice length and stay where you are. If this is easy peasy for you and you would like more, you can use the support of the chair to gently hinge forwards. Try not to round the back. That actually deters the stretch. Nice and lengthened spine. Once again, with that imagery of looking over the edge of a cliff as we find a gentle forward fold here. For those that feel comfortable and stable, you can also simply let go of the chair and maybe even use a bit of the forearm here to open up that side. I'm still focusing on lengthening through the spine and keeping that foot nice and flexed. Breathing into the points that are tight. Let's slowly come on to neutral. Taking that back of the leg again, drawn in towards the chest. And go ahead and release that down. Second side. Supporting that leg up, really flexing the foot, finding that figure four, ankle crosses over the top of the right thigh. Both sits bones grounded. Feel where we're at. Maybe this is where we want to be, and we feel enough sensation. And we'll also notice that our sides are not exactly even. My left side is much more of a challenge than my right. Maybe you grab onto the back of the chair and begin to hinge yourself forward. If we're comfortable and stable and we can release the chair, maybe the arms come forwards. I'm using just a little bit of counter pressure, not much, but just a little bit to allow that seat to open up. Checking in with our breathing. Few more breaths, breathing into the places that are tight. And let's slowly find our way back. Okay, we're gonna have some meditation time. So I highly recommend we lay down. If not, it's fine. We won't be here for too much longer. We can have this meditation seated right where we're at. But if you have the ability, even laying on a bed, on your sofa, I highly recommend laying down for the next portion. So I'm just gonna give ourselves a moment to get settled. If you do have a rolled up blanket or even a pillow or blocks to place under the knees to support the low back, that would be great. So laying down, maybe having something underneath the knees, and maybe a gentle folded blanket or a small pillow for your head. I'm just going to wait a moment till we get settled in. I'm going to move myself down onto the mat for this next section. If it's comfortable to close the eyes, close the eyes. I'm going to go through a body scan. And with each area of the body that I'm mentioning, just placing your focus in those areas of the body, perhaps finding a way to release each part as I vocalize them. Starting with the top of the head, perhaps feeling any sensations, some tingling, whatever you may feel, the top of the head, wrapping to the back of the skull, relaxing the muscles between the eyebrows, softening your eye sockets. Eyes are heavy. Bridge of the nose, muscles of the cheeks, your upper lip, your lower lip, your jaw. Let the tongue go heavy. Front of the neck, back of the neck, your shoulders, down to the upper arms, your elbows, your forearm, your right thumb, your left thumb, your second fingers, third fingers, fourth fingers, and fifth fingers. The palm of your hand, the back of your hand. Moving your awareness up towards your chest. the space in your lungs. Breathing in. Exhale, calm. Drawing your awareness to the upper part of the back, your shoulder blades, upper back, middle back, lower back. Hip bones are grounded down, supporting you, heavy, released and relaxed. The tops of both thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves. Feeling the hamstrings of both legs running down, relaxed and grounded. Both ankles, the tops of the feet, the soles of your feet, big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and fifth toes. Drawing your awareness now to the entire body. The entire body is released, relaxed. Feeling the space within the body. Space as you inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Feeling free to scan your own body, finding those areas of tension that are perhaps still there. Breathing in, and on those exhales, letting go. Taking our final few breaths in our relaxed state. Perfect calm and stillness. We'll begin to draw some life back into the limbs, maybe wiggling through the fingertips. Maybe it feels good to take a big stretch overhead or any way that feels good for you. And if you can, keep the eyes closed on the way towards a seat. If not, gently open the eyes and find your way towards a seat. Very much enjoyed sharing this practice with you all. I hope to see some of you again. Thank you so much.